On today's show, it's all about doing good deeds with philanthropic adventurer Mark Jennings-Bates, Rylan Hernberg of Touched by Kindness, local business owner and philanthropist Rose Sexsmith, plus Doug and Lisa follow up on a promise to go for a paddle with Paddle for the Planet's Bob Purdy.
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Doug with Lisa. Doug and Lisa. That's how we got the name. Took a lot of research. Yes. We had focus groups in on it.
If you're wondering, yes.
So today, a great show about how people can make a difference in their own community.
Yeah, and anywhere, because I swear I cry on social media at least once a day because there's just so many, like, look at this person save this puppy, or look at this.
There's heartwarming stories everywhere.
Everywhere
they abound
you look.
on Facebook and social media.
But are we just watching it on social media, or are we actually going out and doing things?
That's a good point.
That's kind of what we're.
That is a good point. You know, like, do you get inspired by watching stuff like that to say that's what I should do, or you just say I'm going to watch another puppy video?
Yeah, you just sit there and just feel good all day watching other people do
letting other people do the heavy lifting.
Well, last week we talked about we were going to do some random acts of kindness.
That's right. Yeah.
And did you come up with anything?
I got in just under the wire because it was no excuses, but it was a busy week. But like late Friday night, a friend of mine called. They had a timeshare booked in the North Okanagan. They were going away, but they've got a big chocolate lab, and their dog sitter fell through. So I was like, yes, of course, bring the dog on over. Now I live in a small, old house.
Yeah.
And I've got kids, and we've got dogs and cats, and now a rabbit. So
what?
So squeezing a frisky chocolate lab in was.
And chocolate labs are pretty frisky.
He's frisky. He was good, but it was great. It was fantastic. It was good having a nice big dog around the house. Well,
that's really nice, Doug.
How about you?
You know what, Doug? All I do is nice things.
I know. I was gonna say, how could you pick one?
Where else? No. I honestly, I feel bad, kind of a jerk, because I'm like, I can't actually think of something like that's like taking a dog in. Like, I didn't foster any animals or children. I was a good mom last week.
Well, there you go. Way to make a difference. All right, so we've got some real, genuine humanitarians on the show. Mark Jennings-Bates, your former co-host, your first pick.
My first pick. Doug's, If you're not first, you're last, right, Doug?
I'm here.
You are here. Mark was just too hard to hold down because he's all over the world jet setting.
Incredible guy. He does amazing events all over the world, and we're lucky to have him take time from that busy schedule.
And just random things that he's doing. We'll talk more about that. He'll let you know the crazy adventures he's going on in the near future. And also Rylan Hernberg.
Right, local guy, does random acts of kindness.
Yeah, if you go to Chapters in the mall and you open up a book and you saw money, that might have been the work of Rylan Hernberg, because he's sprinkling love everywhere.
He does great stuff. And Rose Sexsmith is dropping by with the 100+ committed women.
Coming up next, Mark Jennings-Bates on his many philanthropic adventures, plus his brief career as Lisa's co-host.
We're back with Mark Jennings-Bates, and Mark and I have a bit of a history. You actually were Doug.
Yeah, my name's spelt wrong on the signs. I just noticed. I thought we had a gig. Who is this guy?
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
So Mark and I, it's actually a pretty funny story, because Mark and I were going to do a talk show together, but one day he's over, I don't know, you're all over the world. You can't
Kilimanjaro.
You can't keep track of this guy. He is literally all over the map. And so we have you in person here.
For a couple of minutes.
For a couple of minutes. So the whole subject today is talking about, you can either be part of the solution or part of the problem when it comes to, breeding community and bringing happiness to people and things like that. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue. Happy. That was good. You're smart.
It's like you had a plan.
So happy.
Talk about the happy video.
Well, definitely. Somebody called me impromptu and said, "Can you help me put this happy video together?" I didn't know who Pharrell Williams was, or Pharrell. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. And so I literally put a post on Facebook and said, "Hey, anybody want to come and dance, and we'll try and film it." And literally one take on all of the stuff. People came out. It was freezing. Tina Mandel from Orange Dance Studio, she did a fantastic job. And we got a video, and Pharrell Williams liked it, or Sony liked it, because I remember signing some release saying they could use it, and it got Kelowna on the map a little bit. It was pretty cool.
And a great example of just that instantaneous, community spirit that can just spring up when it's just somebody takes a little bit of a lead.
I think you're absolutely right. It was quite amazing how many people just did it just because, well, that sounds like a cool thing to do. Let's go do that. So I like that. It was great.
But one thing that Mark and I did was, with every happy thing, there's always going to be some critics and things like that. And we thought, well, who could possibly criticize a bunch of people dancing in the streets and be happy? But we found that...
Yeah, there was one. This is awful and ruined a great song. Or two.
Lame.
Yeah, that's a lot of L's.
Yeah.
Was she giggling when she said lame? Like, lame!
Or in fact, there was a big forum.
Really?
Castanet, actually, about Kelowna is really a sucky place to live.
I haven't read any of these. This is news to me. I just thought we made a
Oh, I'm gonna burst your bubble right now. Because if
is
you were
sad.
happy before, I'm gonna suck you into the dark hole because look at what Teresa said.
Kelowna is a dark hole that sucks people in.
Right?
They're like, well, Kelowna is a not happy place.
It's false advertising.
Yeah, exactly. This is just a tourism video. This is bogus.
Lisa mentioned just how busy you are, and you're involved in all kinds of different things. I mean, I met you on the Rally for Life originally.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So talk about some of these really cool adventures you go on and the great causes that they're for.
Well, it is cool, actually. I must admit, I get a big kick out of doing these things, but I do have a board of directors at the charity that makes sure that when we do them, they benefit the charity. So it's nice to go do adventures, but if I can't benefit somebody who needs some help, I won't do them if the board says no. This is just because you're enjoying it. So we do have kind of an evaluation process that says how much media can we get from it, what can the anticipated results be for the charity, and then we can go do them. Right now, actually in March in Rutland, I'm going to be renting one of the swimming pools and attempting to set a new world record riding a unicycle underwater for 2.5 kilometers, which...
I just wouldn't think that there was a record for that, but I guess there is.
Well, good story. There wasn't a record for it, and I thought it'd be the easiest world record to get, 50 meters, and I would be a hero. Turns out, if I had called Guinness earlier, that would have been the case, but now 2 people have set the world record, and it's 2.1 kilometers.
For underwater unicycle.
Nobody had ever done it until I thought of it, and then mysteriously,
Just out there.
caught my brain waves, and that was it. I'm now behind the 8 ball, having to ride a lot further than I wanted to.
Do you have to have a scuba tank or something?
I need someone like Lisa who's got a ticket to be able to kind of swim around and watch, make sure I don't die or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't put your life in my hands. That would just be irresponsible. Don't you know me? Come on. But would you be down for that?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm certified.
Oh, it'll be a blast. We'll have a lot of fun.
You're certified too?
Yeah.
You got 2 people right here.
That's what we need.
So besides what you're doing with this, what are some ways that people, that we were talking earlier about how on Facebook you see all these wonderful things people are doing and paying it forward and doing all these nice things.
Yeah.
What are some simple things that doesn't include riding a unicycle for 2.1?
Yeah,
Just to breed community.
the big thing is get to understand the problem because, I'd heard a few years ago that the homeless people in Kelowna were a real problem and businesses didn't like them. So I actually, with a friend, I dressed up as a homeless person and went and stayed at the Gospel Mission so I could understand what the problem was. And I found out that they're not the problem. That's not the issue. They're really cool people, actually, when you get to know them. But they do have needs that we need to provide. And once you understand those needs, you can start to find a way to fulfill them. It's not that difficult. It's just like the water charity that we have. To give a person water for life is about $12 or $13. It's really inexpensive, but we have to understand the problem before we can design the solution a lot of the time.
Right. And then you have kind of a unique empathy too, because walking in their shoes, you can kind of see how they're treated and things like that.
Absolutely, and I think you see people are impacted by going overseas for the charity and seeing what that charity is doing, and then they truly understand what difference they can make when they come back and they give that charity money.
Right, I've seen that with school kids that go to Mexico or places and build orphanages and that kind of thing. Right. My daughter went to Peru and was working in a project there, a reforestation project in the mountains.
It's very impactful on the parents too, because you see how much the child changes when they come back.
It is such an important thing to have your children, or even us as adults, to experience that life so we can be grateful for what we have here.
If we're all playing our part, the world would be a better place already.
Well, thanks, Mark.
Well, thanks for letting me sub in for you.
Hey, you're welcome, Doug. I'll be back next week, same time.
Doug, Lisa, and Mark.
Anytime.
Well, thanks so much.
Hey, I appreciate it.
All righty.
Whether it's free flowers or a cup of coffee for a stranger or a shipping container to Africa. Up next, Rylan Hernberg and Acts of Kindness.
Now, talking about random acts of kindness, Rylan Hernberg joins us. We put your picture up here, handing out free flowers. That's just one of the...
Where's my flower?
Oh, I forgot it. It's in the car. It's in the car. Yeah, I just love, about a few years ago, I just really started learning about random acts of kindness. In 2006, my best friend passed away of cancer. And 2 days before he passed away, we had a conversation, and he made me promise him a few things that I would do with the rest of my life. And one of them was I needed to be happy. And I just wasn't happy at the time. And so after some soul searching, I figured out, like, you know what, giving back and doing nice things really makes me happy. So I just started doing that, and just some amazing things just started happening.
So what was the first time that you gave it a try, and how did it go?
You know what? It was like a homeless guy, and I remember I was in a crappy mood, and I was just like, I want to do something nice for this guy. And I got some hand warmers from a dollar store and some like little bars that you can eat, and I went up to the guy and just gave it to him, and he was just so grateful. He was like, God bless, and thank you. And I was just like, wow, like I was in a crappy mood, and then I was just, after that one little thing, spent $3, and I was just feeling on top of the world. And I knew once I did that, like I was hooked. You get hooked.
Now, because lots of people will do nice things for others, but then they don't remember that good feeling, and they don't necessarily carry it on again.
Or they
and
do it
again and again.
expecting something in return. But if you do it just out of the goodness of your heart, and then that feeling you get, it's just...
And you just want to have that feeling, like, and you look for opportunities every day. Like, so I look for opportunities every day. Like, one of my favorite things to do is go into a grocery store. Like, I'll go to a grocery store maybe 4 times a week just to buy an orange juice or whatever, because there's opportunities all around you in a grocery store, like helping someone get something from the top shelf, or letting someone go ahead of you.
You're a tall guy, that'd be handy.
Yes, and you have no idea how many elderly people need a hand with something up top, and so I'm programmed now to look for ways to be kind during my day, and they're around us all the time. And once you start looking for them, you'll start seeing them, and you start doing them. You'll start living from. It's a very happy place.
So tell us a bit before your friend died and things like, what did your life look like then, and what does it look like now?
I worked a lot. I did quite well financially. I worked a lot, and I was pretty focused on acquiring assets and money, and that's where my focus was. And I mean, I had great friends and family, but after he passed away, I realized that wasn't as important as it's just not as important. It just doesn't really give you that feeling of happiness. And so now, I mean, I work. I have my own business and things like that, but it's not my end all thing. And so I give a lot of my time. A lot of my time is given to just doing nice things for people.
And we're not talking about just small things either, because I saw that shipping container. Talk a bit about that project.
Yeah, you know what? Something was in my heart to do something in Africa. I don't know why or where it came from. Like, I think it was back in 2009 on my birthday. I said, I'm gonna build a library in Africa in 1 year, and I didn't know how to do it. I had no idea the steps to take, but I just knew I wanted to do it, and I was committed to doing it. So luckily I found a group called the One Person Project in Summerland, and they had connections down in Kahama and this place in Tanzania and Rwanda, and so teamed up with them, and then within 2.5 years we sent a 40-foot shipping container full of like hospital beds, medical supplies, soccer jerseys, books, 18,000 books, and it was just like, I remember sitting in the shipping yard in Rwanda when the container first arrived.
Oh, you went to Africa? Oh, yeah.
I wanted to make sure it arrived. Like, you hear a lot of different things, like corruption and stuff.
Looting and things like that.
And so I wanted to make sure it was there. And so I was there, and I sat in that shipping yard, and I was just like, this is so cool. Like, it was this feeling of, wow, like, you don't have to know how to do everything. Like, if you have a goal or you have something that you really want and it's in your heart, just put it out there, and then the steps will be given to you, and you just have to take that next step. And that was a real life changer for me.
Lots of people are like, well, I know how to help. Like, what can I do? So, you know, we're not expecting people to just watch this show and go out and like ship a bunch of books and stuff to Africa. But what are some small little things that you have done? Like, for example, the flowers, and, you know, I know you put money in books.
Yeah.
Did I give you away?
Yeah, no. You know what the biggest thing is? If there's something that you want to do, just go do it. Like this flower thing, I was like, you know what? I saw a thing on Pinterest. Someone had put a little flowers in a vase saying free flowers outside their house, and I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in Penticton. And so I just basically said, you know, I told my Facebook friends what I was doing, if they wanted to contribute with some money, and I'll just go buy some flowers at wholesale or something. And so within a day or two, friends, we got $300, and then I just bought 205 flowers and roses, carnations, and then we went down to the hospital, gave them some nurses and some patients, just left them to just random people. And so just if you have an idea in your heart, just go do it. It doesn't have to be this grand big thing. Just one little thing. If it was just one flower I bought and I bought it for someone, that's totally worth it.
Well, good for you, and good for the people that you inspire, because you know that kind of pay it forward attitude. You're hearing more and more about it, where people, you know, buy coffee for the person behind them in the drive-through or whatever.
Have you ever had that? Because I see it everywhere, and I'm like, I've never had that happen.
I don't get coffee at the drive-through often enough. I think I don't have the good odds.
I'm going to work on increasing those odds, so it's happening more and more.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for coming on and telling us, and inspiring us and hopefully others to, you know, get out there and do something that'll make even the tiniest difference in someone's lives. It definitely makes a big difference in your own heart, right?
Thank you. Yeah, and it has a huge ripple. Like, we're learning more and more about this ripple effect. It's pretty neat, and I mean, I'm reading books on it, and this ripple effect is real.
And it keeps you going?
And it just keeps going and going and going, and you don't necessarily see where it's going to end up, but it does keep going. So.
And you're on Twitter and Facebook as well?
I'm on, yeah. I'm on I have a Touched by Kindness Facebook page where I just kind of promote kindness. And
so it's facebook.com/touchedbykindness?
Yeah. Yeah.
So people can kind of follow along with your adventures and things that you're doing?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll keep in touch. We'll keep tabs on you.
Thank you.
And speaking of flowers, we have Rose Sexsmith coming up next on the show to talk about her charities here in Kelowna.
You're like the queen of segues today.
Right? Segue. What? Thanks, Rylan.
Thank you.
Perfect timing, Rose.
Coming up, Rose Sexsmith drops by to explain just how much 100 women can do when they work together for a common cause.
We're back with Rose Sexsmith. And now, Rose, you've done a number of things in the community. If anyone would know you, would be from Rose's Pub.
Yes.
But there's a lot of charity work and things that you are involved in as well, like
100 plus committed women who care.
committed.
Yes, committed.
So what is 100 plus women?
Well, you know, Doug, I would love to say that I started this and take all the credit, but one of my friends sent me this link and said, look at what these gals did. And now these chapters, there's hundreds of these 100 Women Who Care chapters everywhere, as well as there are some men that have started some. And so what it is, yes, these women commit to donating $50 4 times a year. What we do is anybody wanting to support a charity, they put their that name in a box or hat. We draw 3 names. Those people have 5 minutes each to speak about their charity. We all vote. We count the votes. We announce the winner. All the gals take out their checkbooks and make out their check to that charity. All of us want to do our part, and this way it's taking $50 and turning it into $5,000 or $6,500 or hopefully one day $20,000.
It's just making it easier for charities, because I know a lot of people get burnt out. They're like, they have all the intentions in the world and a good heart, and they want to help out, but then they realize that not everybody else is on the same page that they are, and so it becomes a burden instead of something that you are excited to do, whereas this is like 100 women, 1 hour, $5,000, local charities, right?
Yes.
And it's just easy, and it's not so much pressure on everybody.
Yes, and $150 just does what? But when we're all together, it's like somebody said, it's like one snowflake just melts, but you get a bunch of snowflakes together and look what we have outside.
So are you going to start the men's chapter, Doug?
Well, that's a lot of pressure to put me on right on the spot, but there's 4 of us here right now.
I vote for Doug.
I vote for Doug.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can do. I'll report back shortly.
So, yeah, I think all of us want to do a little bit.
Yeah, of course. How can people, I know it's 100 plus women.
Well, I say that, yeah.
Yeah, but if there are people that didn't even know about it and would like to be a part of it, is it too late to just hop on board?
Oh, never too late. Oh, welcome. And it's 100womenwhocare.ca.
Okay.
And all you have to do is go on there, hit the commitment letter, fill it out, send it in, and come be a part of our 100+ committed women who care.
Committed.
Committed.
You signed the paper. Come on. But she's too nice to say it like that.
No.
So what can we do and to kind of make a difference in our community without having that stress of, you know, planning a big fundraiser and things like that? Like, what are some simple things people can do?
Well, always think of the charity that you really want to support, like the mission, the gospel mission, and In From the Cold, and the Women's Shelter, Alexandra Gardner House, you know, Caris Society.
They're all, which reminds me, speaking of the gospel mission, did I tell you that we got invited to a soup cooking competition in Penticton at the Soupeteria?
I love soup.
Okay. Can you make soup?
Yeah.
Can you make big pots of soup?
Oh yeah, I'm all over that.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Is it competition?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in.
D versus L.
Well, because exactly. I was just going to ask how men can, you know, because there are a lot of female-focused charities.
Well, I know Freedom's Door is men.
And that's an amazing program.
It is. It is.
It's for recovery. It's a place to go for addiction recovery.
That's right. And so I think, I really truly believe when the men really start to heal, this is when this earth of ours is really going to heal.
Women ruled the world.
Women ruled the world, yeah.
Like they do this show.
You know.
Whatever, Doug. Tell Rose what you did that was nice.
Look, I took care of a friend's dog.
Aww.
So they had a weekend planned, a weekend away, and then their dog sitter fell through at the last minute. So.
Doggy daycare at Doug's.
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Anytime you have a chocolate lab lick in your face, it feels good. You know, I got paid back big time now.
Yeah, and I think with this, any kind of giving, yes, we want to give and we really feel good about giving, but it feels so good. The person that's giving feels so good, just like you felt really good.
Being selfless can be selfish too, but it's a win-win for everybody.
That's right.
So.
Thanks so much for coming down and telling us all about it. And thanks for everything that you do.
Yes, thank you, Rose.
So much.
Here's some random acts of kindness suggestions from the Touched by Kindness website.
Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying our program on ways to make a difference in your community and meeting some of the cool people that are doing that. And we thought, you know, we should head out on the street and find out
some real life people.
Real life stories. Not just these guests that we've hand-picked, but just go out on the streets and see randomly who's been affected or who has done amazing things themselves.
Hi everybody, it's Dave Lamoureux here for the DL Show, and today we're asking people what random act of kindness they've experienced lately.
Random act of kindness. And I got laid off. I didn't have any money for rent or anything. I had somebody give me $200 food cards, bus tickets to get to work. Ever since I got here, everybody's just been generous, like really crazily over the top generous.
Okay, in the Okanagan today, I took the transit bus from where we're standing right now outside City Hall to the Orchard Park, and I had to talk to 4 or 5 different people to get directions for that to happen. Every person was nice. Like, how sweet's that, right?
I don't know, my stepfather just took me on a trip to England, and it was quite a lot of money. It was a really nice thing to do.
One of my friends, she actually saw a homeless man here in the Okanagan, and she, without talking to him, she went into a restaurant and she bought like a dish and got it to go, and she came out and gave it to him. It was really nice to see.
Up next.
Dad goes swimming.
No, Lisa, we're going paddleboarding with Bob Purdy, remember?
Oh, right.
I don't like that look.
So what's wrong, Lisa?
I can't. My zipper's broken.
You can't do up your wetsuit?
We've got like 3 people trying to do my wetsuit up because the zipper's broken.
Hi.
You can use mine. No.
My name's Bob.
See here, the zip. Just a second. I'm sure it's not because the fabric is overstretched.
You ready to go for a swim, Dad?
No, we're not going swimming.
You are.
We are going paddle boarding.
We've got a team of people that are braving this weather.
Yeah, paddling for the planet.
Yes. So.
Yeah, this is a serious event. Yeah. We're trying to save the planet here, right? Well,
we regret this
I'm
soon.
going Hawaiian.
That's good. I got nothing. I should wear my prom dress or something.
Did you bring it?
I didn't.
It's
my first time.
Let's get the what not to do picture. And then we'll change over. We'll change over into the what to do picture. Okay. So first step, carrying the board to the beach.
Okay.
That's a little hand. That's a hand. Yeah, that's a hand.
Oh, I got it.
There you go. Now watch the wind.
I got bad circulation. I don't do good in the cold. But paddling for the planet. People are down here. They come out to support this. We got to do it. Yeah.
Totally. The wind is taking me. I'm sorry, I can't. The wind.
That didn't work. Can we go back and do that again?
All right.
I did. I posted a picture of a chicken on Facebook, and that's why she's here.
She tried to say she was sorry, Jamie. We're not buying that, are we?
It was premeditated. Can't feel my hand at all, but I did it.
Bob, the master, of course. The pink tutu rules the waves. Paddling off into the sunset. Selfie swim.
Selfie swim.
All right, let's get Bob.
Yeah.
There.
I can't get up.
Talk about a brain freeze. My head is freezing. When you agree to co-host the show, do some research on who your co-host is. The kind of person that you're signing on with.
Do you want to call an ambulance? Hurry up! Should we say something cheesy all together? Not way?
Stinky! And what is it? The
Stinky!
Paddle for the Planet?
Or paddle for the planet.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Paddle for the Planet! We'll subtitle that. Thinsulite stops insulating your hands when it gets this wet.
And finally got back to normal.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So how'd you like it?
It was cool.
Yeah, it's funny. You guys rock.
You're serious.
And it's official. You guys are certifiable.
Certifiable. Every day he goes out. Every day on the water.
We think we're heroes for coming out once, and he does this every single day.
So check out paddlefortheplanet.ca and see the real reason why Bob is doing this and why we're doing this. And, you know, like, well, let's have fun and save the planet at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, Lisa, but I'm feeling pretty inspired and a positive outlook on the future of mankind. We've met some pretty amazing people today.
Facebook.com/Doug and Lisa Show. You can find all of our episodes online.
We have fans worldwide.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah,
pretty much.
We're just, I mean,
a big deal.
yeah, huge.
See you next time.
Thank you. This is where the credit roll is, all
Yeah.
that stuff is.
Somewhere in that randomness.
Oh my gosh.
Do we need to end it first before we roll the credits?
I don't know.